so we sell less houses,
Right.
and they went down 20 to 30%, but we spend the same or more.
Yes.
So that's a difference.
That is a
yeah.
yes, it is. There's a difference there.
But we're still lucky. We still do well.
Yeah.
So.
And you'll do well after the show too, because I have a lot of wonderful viewers.
Oh, well, that's great.
You're going to do
Yes,
well, I'm
good,
sure.
Good.
Okay, one question's for you. When you go to a door, knock on the door, the sign in the yard, or maybe you go put in the yard, do you have an idea already conjured up how much you think these people can get for that house?
Based on the neighborhood, we have an
Okay.
idea. Because
Okay.
obviously we know the size. Before we even go and talk to a seller, we know the size of the house, we know what kind of improvements they've done to it. We ask them all those questions before we even come.
Okay.
We do what's called a competitive market analysis. And so we have data, but data is not the house. You got to go to the house and see it. What does it
Yeah.
really look like? What would a buyer think when they walk through this house? And that's when we adjust based on what the market has said, up or down.
What
based on
about the
we see.
yard? I've heard yards are very important.
It's funny you say that, because the yard phenomenon is one that we've been talking about recently. We've had two, here in Bowie, you know, a lot of houses here were built by Levitt
Yes.
in the 60s and into the early 70s. And we've had cases where we've had two virtually identical properties on the market. You know, say a 4-bedroom colonial, very similar improvements and so forth. One has a very nice yard, one doesn't have a very good yard. The one with a very nice yard usually sells, and sometimes for a little more, but not a lot more, but it sells quicker,
Yeah.
which in a market that can be going down, that is more money.
Of
Because
course,
the faster
of
you sell
course.
it, the more
Yeah.
money you make on the
Yeah.
house.
How do the houses usually look inside? I mean, wall structure's pretty good, carpeting on floors and things like that.
In terms of the Levitt houses, we see it runs a pretty wide gamut, but I think most of them have been improved over the
Yes.
years
Really?
quite a bit.
So, okay.
Yeah, you see a lot of updates, kitchens, baths, and obviously flooring. The original Levitt flooring was a brown linoleum that we still see
Oh, my gosh.
once in a while.
It's not really linoleum.
It's like a linoleum. I don't know
some
what they call it.
tiles, Some tiles.
Yeah.
But, you know, when we give advice to people today, we say don't over-improve. You won't
Yeah.
get your money back. You know, and we give them very good advice, very plain, you know, paint, carpet, but
And any basic repairs.
before
Any
you
basic
paint,
repairs.
get our advice before you paint, because sometimes, you know, when it's your home, well, maybe you like blue, maybe you like
Some
green,
purple walls. I've
maybe
seen red walls.
Well, but that does not, it does not work when you sell the house.
Exactly.
You know, it really has to be fairly neutral, and yet don't make it look like an apartment that's so bland.
Right.
That's, you know, like it's like eating plain mashed potatoes or something like that.
Yes, you need the gravy to make it feel
Yeah,
good.
exactly. So, and that's where we come in. We give them good advice, but not to spend too much.
Okay.
Really.
Who makes the most sales?
Of the two of us?
Of the two of you.
Good question. Probably me, only because I take buyers out more.
Okay.
Anique has a knack of bringing the buyers to our sellers' houses. I'd say she
Okay.
does that more than I do.
Right.
But I tend to work more with buyers, so I would have more buyers who buy homes.
Okay.
Right.
You agree with that?
Yes. Well, yeah. If I have a buyer, though, if it's my buyer, okay.
What do you do to win them over?
Nothing special. I
Just be yourself.
that's it. Right.
And honesty. Honesty really
I like that.
sells.
I like that.
Yes, yes.
If I don't like somebody, I don't think I want to work with them,
That's good.
because they won't like me either.
That's right.
It's really, I believe it works this way. Or if somebody is someone who really wants to measure floors, or, you know, somebody who may be an engineer type,
Yes.
he won't be happy with me. But he'll be very happy with Bill.
So do you give him your client?
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
I
You do the
try
same thing
and
with us.
see,
Oh, that's
and-
wonderful.
And I think, I don't think this person will be happy with me. You know, he'll be much happier with Bill. But there are some people that I think, but let me take this person. You know, I think I know what this person wants.
And it has nothing to do with the money, does it? You just want to
No,
make that
it's
person
just-
happy.
it's the person.
Yeah, the person's
Yes.
got to be satisfied.
Yes, you can read them well, and you know. But Bill is so knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You know.
But you're knowledgeable. You both have your. You
She
both.
always says that, but it's not
Yeah.
true. She's extremely knowledgeable.
She's extremely intelligent. I can tell.
Well, but he's detail oriented.
Right.
He's, you know, very detail oriented.
Really?
So,
Okay. What do you do to charm somebody to buy a house?
I joke, I think, more than anything else. I find
Okay.
things that are funny about the process, especially if they're nervous. I think if you can make them relax, they feel like then it's not such a scary process.
Right.
And the other thing we do is you always start at the beginning. And like with buyers, a lot of buyers go around looking at houses before they even realize how much of a house they can afford. So we always start a buyer with a lender before we even take them out to look at houses.
That's good.
It's very important because not only do we find out what they can afford, we find out what they're comfortable with.
Right.
Say that again so my viewers can hear
It's
that.
very important that you find out not only what you can afford, but what payment you're comfortable with.
Exactly. Okay.
Because you can often
And
afford
then
a
you
lot
go
more
from
than
there,
you're
so then you know
comfortable
which houses to take them to see.
Exactly.
Yes. Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
And from there, and then we figure out areas, where do you work, where do you want to live, and so forth. And it kind of follows from there. A lot of times they have a good idea where they want to live anyway, but it really is all about starting with what are they comfortable
What
with.
are they comfortable with?
Yeah.
And children, you have to be near schools. So isn't
That's
that
always
one?
important.
Yeah, the schools for the children.
And so we're often providing resources. We let them, they have to choose their own schools, obviously, but we can
course.
point them to the
But as
right
long as there's some in the
resources.
areas. Right.
Exactly. So it's really just get it started with understand what you can afford, make sure they're comfortable with the process,
Right.
and then you do the old-fashioned thing and you go out and look at houses until you find the right one.
Right.
And they know when it's the right house. That's what it is. If the buyer doesn't know it's the right house, it's not the right house.
Right.
So they sell themselves on the house, not us. We don't sell them. the
No,
house.
we don't push.
Yeah, they
You
find
don't
the
seem
house
like you'd be
themselves.
pushing people.
We don't
You're
need
not
to.
pushy at all. You're not
Yeah.
pushy at all. Just, our time is just about gone. Can you believe that?
It sure went fast.
Huh? This has been very, very enjoyable for me. It really has.
For
And
us
I
too.
hope you sell a lot more houses.
Thank you.
And for all my viewers who are watching, watch these two wonderful people. They won't cheat you. They're not sneaky. They're not trying to take your money. They're just trying to help you get what they feel you can afford so you won't lose your home. So thanks for watching, and until next time.